What is up guys, welcome back to the channel, and this is Tito from K20 Tech, and I have made a Q&A video last time when it was January 18th and 2020. Well, that was 2.5 years almost. I thought that I should make a Q&A video again, but I don't actually want to give you guys a stupid reasons why I was not able to make another Q&A video after that. Flashing custom ROMs needs a lot of effort and focus, because you have to make sure you have backed up everything. You have to make sure that you flash the ROM correctly. You have to make sure you restore the ROM correctly. Then you have to make sure that you restore the backup of the data and stuff. You install all those apps. I have to do it almost every day. In some of the days, I have to do it like twice or thrice. So it takes a lot of time. So right now, what I'm gonna be doing, I'm gonna be picking up your comments, and I'm a really bad name pronouncer. So if your name I pronounce really incorrectly, do forgive me for that. So right now, let's focus on beginning this episode 2 of the Q&A part. So the first one is from Vishal Vinayar. He says, I'm on MIUI. Is it better to switch to A13 now for daily driver or the latest A12? And is A12 latest having 72 Hz? Doesn't it make the display damage? Anyway, nice video. Thank you, mate. If you are going to switch to A13, if you feel that you are desperate about it, then you definitely can, but surely the Android 12L builds are a lot more stable experience, I would say. If you're stuck on MIUI and you want to like taste the custom ROMs, but you don't want to compromise on performance or stability, then surely you can go for the Android 12 ROM. But if you're desperate about flashing the Android 13 ROM, you definitely can do it. But yes, you won't get the most amount of stability because it's still at early stage. The ANX camera and stuff will not be working even if you flash it separately. You have to keep those things in mind. So the last part I almost missed. The 72 Hz, does it make the display damage? No, it really doesn't. Like, it's a really weird question. Let's assume if you're using a monitor normally and you are using, maybe it's a 72 Hz monitor, and somehow you feel like overclocking it 80 to 85 Hz or even 90 Hz. Maybe you can do that on a monitor. It just depends on the panel that if it will work for a year or for more than a year or maybe for lifelong. And if it breaks even after one day, you will think that it's broken because of the overclocking, but it's actually not. Maybe the panel got damaged inside, or maybe the panel was like that, and even if you did not overclock it, it might be damaged anyway. So I'm getting too long with the answers, but yes, the monitors or the displays can damage anyway. So you cannot really blame the overclocking only. And I have used 72 Hz all the time. On my Redmi K20 Pro, I did not face any issues as such. Let's move to the next one. It's from Dheeraj G. He says, does this get unlimited Google Photos backup? This is for Redmi Note 3, I can see, and it's too long ago. And I would say, yeah, this is weird, but I think you are getting the Google Photos backup in most custom ROMs. So I think you are getting that for the Redmi Note 3 too, but I'm not really sure because this is an old video. It's from Tarsim Singh, and he says, bro, please clear my doubt that how could I know if my device is decrypted or not? Okay, so to actually simplify this, I would say it will depend how you flash that ROM. Well, if you have flashed a decryption zip, then for sure your storage is decrypted. And if you have not, it should be encrypted, but you can check it in a simple way. Just open your settings on your phone, then go to security, then go to your advanced settings. Then from there, you will find encryption and credentials. And from there, you can check if it's encrypted or not. So for the Redmi Note 10 Pro, my storage here, it shows encrypted. I think you can see it, but yeah. This is how you can check it in the encryption and credentials inside the security settings. If it shows encrypted, that simply means the phone is encrypted. If it shows phone not encrypted, that simply means it's decrypted. That's how it is. Next one is from Harish Ansari, and he says, bro, please review ROS on the Redmi Note 10 Pro. Well, I have done that, bro. Just check out my videos maybe. Next one, let's go with the God of Krishnan question, and he says, new state working or not for the Redmi K20 Pro's latest build of Evolution X on Android 13. I just checked that the new state is actually not working. I tried to give all the permissions and stuff, and I tried to reopen it, but it's just stuck on the first screen. Maybe it will work in the future updates, but as of right now, even for me, it's not working. By the way, my storage is decrypted and I'm on the ext4 kind of partition. I don't know if it's working on F2FS. Okay, so I don't know how to spell it, but yes, SKT Bang. He says, after I update the ROM Evolution version, I can't charge the battery anymore. I don't know how it happened or why it's happening to you, but I would suggest that check the charging port or change your charging cable and adapter, see if that works. But make sure you have not tweaked with the smart charging things. If you have smart charging enabled, just disable that and replug in the device. Just check if it charges or not. But yes, do not tweak with the smart charging because that might break some codes and stuff. So yeah, maybe just turn it off and check. Now let's move on to the next one. It's from Hanguinish. I don't know how to spell it again. And he says how to install NX camera for ROM. For which ROM? Okay, so the Evolution X ROM, Android 13. Okay, NX camera is not yet supported on any Android 13 ROM, guys. It's too early for that, even I think so. I would just make a video another time when I see the NX camera is working. But the last time I have tried NX camera on Android 13, I saw it's just not working. It says camera cannot connect. The NX camera most probably is not working as of right now. But yes, on the latest build, I have not tested that. You can test it out yourself if you want. Now next one is from Bad Boy. He says like this and this. Thank you, bro. Next one is from Buddhi Sepadritan Yusak. He says how to fix mix low. So I think you mean mic. So if your mic's volume is low, maybe with the headphone jack, maybe check if the headphone is connected properly, because what I have seen with the Redmi Note 10 Pro, because you have commented on the Cherry OS of the Redmi Note 10 Pro, I would say if you have a Redmi Note 10 Pro, check your cover if it's covering on top. Let me show you on my Redmi Note 10 Pro's case. I just like teared down this particular part with a knife just because the headphone jack port was too narrow to actually fit in a headphone jack over here. So yeah, maybe if you're using a case, make sure it has a proper kind of size of hole to actually insert a 3.5mm headphone properly. Otherwise it just disconnects. That's why you cannot really hear anything. I mean, the other party cannot really hear anything from your mic. The mic problem. So yeah. Next one is from Deep Shah. He says connect a wired earphone and call someone and screen lock, unlock. Okay, so I think this is because of the same problem, but not really sure. I have tried the Project Elixir ROM. I am still on the Project Elixir ROM and I don't face any problems like this. Next one is from Esteban Jardon and he says camera won't work with my Redmi Note 10 Pro. Any solution? Well, the solution is the front camera is not working. You have to do the CPU reballing. There is no other way, or you need to claim warranty and change the motherboard. For the Redmi Note 10 Pro, the Poco X3 Pro, etc. This is the same problem, and I also have faced the front camera breaking issue for the Redmi Note 10 Pro. I had to do CPU reballing from a local shop. How to install Magisk for Evolution X ROM on Android 13? Well, you just flash the Magisk APK with Orangeworks recovery, and then you just boot, install Magisk. The APK will appear on your app drawer a little bit later after booting, and you can install that. That's how simple it is to actually install Magisk. Uwe's channel says thanks for review this ROM. Do you found bug? Well, I have mentioned all the bugs that I have faced, I think, on the Project Elixir ROM, but I'm still really driving it, so I don't see any huge bugs at all. The ROM is really super stable. Next one is from Krishnan Kumar. He says how is your battery going? Also provide the battery video link or direct battery link. So I think he is asking for the battery replacement video. Well, I think I have done a particular custom ROM video. I think it was Phase 2, but it was long back. It's going pretty fine. It's a local kind of battery, like it's from AI Power, a local brand, I think. So the battery is working pretty well still. I'm still getting 9+ hours of screen on time on the Redmi Note 7 Pro, I mean. So yeah, the battery life is great with even a duplicate battery. Next one is from Swan. He says, can I use it on Note 7? He's asking for the Durfist A12L ROM. Well, bro, do not use links for like one particular ROM which is made for a particular device. Do not use that link to flash on other device. Maybe if the code name is same, just search code name of the device which you have on Google. You will find the code name. Maybe if it matches, you can flash that. Otherwise, you are searching for Redmi Note 7. Just search on Google Durfist Redmi Note 7 custom ROM on Google and you will find the links pretty surely. But do not cross flash these things. It will create a lot of hassle for you to actually recover the device, because most probably the device will be soft bricked or even hard bricked if you do that. Next one is for the Boatroggers 333 ANC and he says magnetic on off is not in this and maybe some person will face buds will not fit their ear. Yeah, the ear cups for that is a little big for the 333 ANC. I mentioned that on the video, and yes, The magnetic on off is not present, that I have said in the video too, I think. Next one is from Deepak Yadav S. He says, can I install it in Mi 11X or I should go for Android 13? I never installed custom ROM ever. If you haven't installed custom ROMs, you can get an idea. Just watch my complete flashing guide video, which I made in 2019, I think. So that was long ago, but you can definitely watch that video to get an idea about how to flash a custom ROM on your device. Then you can proceed with your device specific files if you want to flash custom ROMs. Now, next one is from Hassan. He says, need suggestion. I am on PixelOS, but its battery is terrible. Is the battery backup good on this so I can switch? Well, if you are asking, yes, you are asking for the Redmi Note 10 Pro. Let me mention one thing. I think because of the 120Hz AMOLED display on the Redmi Note 10 Pro, it consumes a lot more battery even when it's in idle situation. Now, I have seen the Redmi K20 Pro. It is giving me amazing amount of standby time. Like, I know for a fact, if I leave the Redmi K20 Pro with maybe 75% charge today, right now, even if I go to the device 2 days later and when I turn on the screen, I will for sure see at least 72% juice on this particular device, or maybe 70%. But for the Redmi Note 10 Pro, I cannot really say that because the idle drain on the Redmi Note 10 Pro, even in MIUI, is just too much. And yes, I think it's because of the 120Hz display, or maybe it's because of the CPU and stuff. Not really sure, but yes, the idle drain on the Redmi Note 10 Pro itself on kernel level, I think, is a lot more. That's why the battery is draining. But yes, PixelOS is a really good ROM, but you can try other ROMs like this Project Elixir and stuff, and you can see if that makes any help for your device. In most ROMs, I see the battery life overall is good. If you use the device normally for a day and stuff, I would say for normal usage, the whole screen on time is much more on the Redmi Note 10 Pro because it is gonna give you 9 to 10 hours of screen on time, whereas a device like K20 Pro will give you about 7 to 8 hours of screen on time. Now let's switch to the next one. Srikanth TS, he says, which ROM has the best charging speed? Well, it doesn't work that way, bro, but most of the ROMs has similar charging speeds. Well, if you can maintain the room temperature, then definitely your phone is gonna fast charge really fast. Robin Baby, he says, some ROMs having idle drain, tell that too in all the reviews. Yes, I'm saying this right now. Redmi Note 10 Pro has much more idle drain, but that doesn't matter when it gives almost 9 hours of screen on time with normal or heavy usage. Sifat is asking, can you suggest me a custom ROM for Redmi Note 10 Pro Max? I need a very good battery backup and smoothness. Well, you commented on that Project Elixir video. Definitely go for that, and I'm still using it. The Project Elixir definitely gets a thumbs up from me. It has important customizations that I need. Next one is from Nashan Imtiaz. He says, bro, PixelOS or this for better battery, better camera, and Dolby. The Dolby Atmos is not always present, like the Moto Dolby Audio and stuff is not always present in all the ROMs. You can check out my videos. I don't actually remember a proper video which actually has the Dolby, but yeah, other than that, the PixelOS is definitely good, but the Project Elixir has a lot more features when compared to PixelOS, I think. So I hope you can guess the answer for me, but someone actually commented PixelOS, I can see. But yeah, it depends on your personal preference. I prefer the Project Elixir as of right now. VS Artwork says, which is more stable, Evolution X A13 or this ROM? Well, Evolution X A13, I haven't even tried it for the Redmi Note 10 Pro because it doesn't come with the ANX camera and stuff, and I need the ANX camera to actually daily drive on the Redmi Note 10 Pro. So that's why for me, the Project Elixir is still best. But if you want to try Android 13 on the Redmi Note 10 Pro, you definitely can. But you have to forget the ANX camera. Next one is from Andrew Boatlang. He says, idle drain issues on many Note 10 Pro ROMs. Did you notice in all ROMs? Yes, I have noticed that in all ROMs on the Redmi Note 10 Pro. No doubt about that. In some ROMs it's less, in some ROMs it's a little bit more, but it's not a huge difference that I can tell this ROM gives you best battery backup, this ROM gives you worse battery backup. Multitube says, how to fix ghosting on non-60 FPS videos. This is a big problem, guys, and I have faced it multiple times in monitors like the Lenovo G2420, which you have commented on. And yes, on that monitor with 165 Hz, if you watch a video on 60 FPS, it's gonna look weird for sure, and I have seen that. So I would just suggest use a lower kind of refresh rate when you are just watching casual videos and stuff. It will consume a lot less power and it will give you a much better experience. That's what I can suggest. What I can say, this actually happens mostly on IPS displays, but it doesn't happen mostly on VA panels. I have a LG 32-inch monitor. I mean, on this one which I'm looking at, it doesn't give you those kind of ghosting issues. But yes, on the IPS panel, it's pretty normal to see minor ghosting when you are in high refresh rate kind of settings, just for watching casual media stuff. Juzu, I think, and he says it's restarting in hard games with thermal problems. If you want to play, I don't recommend. What? Evolution X Android 13 on K20 Pro? Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's a early kind of builds for the Evolution X ROMs based on Android 13. So any Android 13 ROM for any device will be buggy as of right now. If you want more stable experience, just go for Android 12L. You cannot really expect everything to be working on Android 13 because it has not even released properly for even OnePlus devices. Only Pixels got stable Android 13. Other devices, I don't know which ones got Android 13 already. But yeah, I think some OnePlus 10 Pro and stuff got beta Android 13, not even stable. So yeah, and we are getting it as a custom ROM officially for a particular device, which has like no official support for Android 12. Give it some time, guys. Give developers some time to actually optimize stuff because they almost work for free. That's what I think, and I'm pretty sure the gaming and stuff will be stable in maybe 4 to 5 months from now on. Next one is from Yashwant. He says, "Mera bhi same 1 year 20 days around hua tha. Camera dead." Okay, I too have faced the issue and it's a pathetic problem. To have the front camera broken one fine morning when you wake up, it's disgusting. And Xiaomi, this is the worst thing that you have done to actually make a motherboard which breaks right after 1 year when the warranty ends. Now, next one is from Jaikishore Nambi. He says, "One small doubt, is the app lock working for recents menu as well in CherryOS?" Yeah, the app lock mostly works for recents menu as well. I am on the project Xram. So if I just lock the device, if I unlock it, just notice the Telegram app actually shows as white. It doesn't show you the content in recents panel. And here if I tap it, it will give you this unlocking prompt, and only once you unlock, it will go into the particular app. So yeah, this is how it works in all the ROMs, even in CherryOS, I think. So this is an interesting question by Milan5605. Mix and match different RAM sticks. On this video, this is a really interesting topic. He says, question 8 plus 8 plus 16 GB. I think he is asking if you have 4 slots in your motherboard, can you pair it with 8 plus 8 plus 16? Yes, you can. But the question is if you should, because if you do it 1, 2, 3 basis, it will be weird because your 16 GB and 8 GB will be running at dual channel, but from that actual capacity of the running thing will be 16 GB. So only 16 GB of memory for you will be running at dual channel. Okay, so one of my lights just turned off, but out of that 16 GB over there, if you calculate, will be running on single channel speeds. I hope you could get the answer. Rishikesh Babu asking, bro, which is the best ROM for K20 Pro? As of today, if you want proper stable experience overall all over the UI, even gaming and stuff, just go with the Evolution X Android 12L, or just go with any Android 12L ROM that you would like. Otherwise, if you want to taste the latest and the best out there, then only I can suggest go for the Android 13 based Evolution X. Next one is from Aditya Ghoshal. He says, why do you flash DFE? Any specific advantages? Yes, of course, because I'm decrypted, and if you are decrypted on the Redmi K20 Pro, you definitely need to flash a DFE zip or the Disable Force encryption zip to actually keep the storage decrypted every time when you flash a ROM or when you flash a new update. Savita Nagaraj, this ROM has a bug. Media player card data turns off at random moment. Have to restart to fix. Really? Yes, right now for sure there is no media player card bug. I cannot really find that. So yeah, I have done the latest video on the latest build of the Evolution X ROM on A13 or Android 13. Check that out from the description, or you can find that even from the cards right here or right here. I don't really remember, but yeah. Firdos says, I did exactly the same steps, but my device is stuck on boot loop. Okay, so I think a lot of people are facing the boot loop issue. I don't really know why it's happening. Maybe if you are switching from old Android 10 based firmware, or if you're switching with older kind of Orange Box recovery, it may happen. But for me, it did not happen because I think I am using the latest Orange Box recovery, not really sure. but that's the evidence because I made the video on camera and it booted for me fine, but my storage was decrypted, and if you do not flash the proper DFE, it might get into boot loop if you use the old fcrypt disabler too. So boot loop can happen because of a lot of reasons, so make sure you use the latest and the link provided in the description, always on the guides. VS Artwork says, can you make a guide on flashing Evolution X latest on Redmi Note 10 Pro? Well, my older guides are still working, so I'm not really making that, because you can simply watch the how to flash guide for the Redmi Note 10 Pro. That will simply work perfectly fine even now if you are encrypted. Morty K on the mix and match RAM video, he says, I had an 8GB stick and I added an 16 one and it works perfectly. I got more FPS and it's even different brands and everything is more fast. Yes, that's because with the 8 and 16 you are getting 8 and 8GB on dual channel, and if you have even more room with 8GB more on single channel, so that's why you are getting even more FPS. You are running total of 16GB in dual channel right now. That's almost double the speed what you have before. So enjoy your gaming experience. Divya Singh says, hi there, I have an MSI GF 6310 RTX 3050 laptop. My pre-installed RAM is clocked at 2930 MHz, while I ordered a Crucial RAM of 3100 MHz. Since I checked my CPU Intel Core i5 10500H, only supports up to 2930 MHz of frequencies, will I be able to install 3100 MHz of Crucial RAM and enjoy dual channel benefits? Also, I think my pre-installed Samsung RAM in laptop is also of 3100 MHz and capped by CPU to 2930 MHz. Yes, there are two things that you need to remember. If you have two RAMs installed, RAMs always like to run on the lowest frequency, whichever one can run. So that's how it is for the RAMs itself. Now, if it's limited by your CPU, you cannot really help that. Even if you install a 4300 MHz RAM over there, it will still run at 2933 MHz if that's the highest your CPU can handle. I hope I could answer that clearly. So to finish it up, just refresh the page on the comment section, and first one is from Suhel. He says, gave the phone to my brother, although missing it. Of course, if you give your Redmi K20 Pro to your brother, you're gonna be like bombarded with the custom ROMs on your face by me. So be careful while selling or giving the device to someone. Even if you may love, you might be willing to get the device back. Just joking, guys. Next one is from Akito Mizukito. Says, finally Rafael is back. Yes, it's back and it's gonna be staying for long enough, because the custom ROMs development on the Redmi K20 Pro is just huge and I just love the device. Only one fact that I hate about it is that the Inix camera is always either not stable or it has some bugs and stuff for the Redmi K20 Pro. That's why I cannot really use it as my daily driver, and I miss the device even when I'm just holding the device on my hand. Other than that, I think that's a wrap for this video, guys. I have tried to answer as much questions. Actually a refreshing kind of moment for me to be able to make these kind of videos, and I loved it. Let me know in the comments what do you guys think about these kind of videos, and subscribe to the channel if you have not yet. Share this video with your friends if you feel like. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And this is Tito from KDN Tech, and I'll be catching you guys in the next one. Bye bye now.